Okay, we are live again, back at it, episode 26.
Morning.
Good morning, motherfuckers.
Woo. Yes.
You're right. I would like to be just as energetic as that Magikarp. That is a majestic creature right there.
Dude, it it always like got me, man. The fucking just useless ass Pokemon,
hmm
and then the evolution is fantastic. It's just like
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
I,
So
I won't say he's one of my favorites, but I have always liked
right,
Magikarp a little bit.
yeah. So what I was telling Mary off stream is that there's a reason why Magikarp evolved into the Gyarados, and it's based off of Japanese folklore about the koi fish. So the I'm like leaving some parts out of it, but what pretty much essentially what it is that the koi fish swims up a river into the Heaven's Gate and they become a dragon. So that's the story behind why Magikarp evolved into Gyarados. Because like as a kid, shit that shit doesn't click. Like what the fuck, a fish transforming into this fucking like dragon like creature? The fuck?
Man, and the thing, like now I overthink cartoons to the point that sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to stop myself. So I'm like, remember what you're criticizing right now. Uh, but when I was a kid, I actually did it a lot less. Cause I like if I start nitpicking at why the fish becomes a big old dragon,
hmm
I'm nitpicking at the wrong thing. Uh, it
Purse
The whole
pitches.
concept.
My man is out of sorts and can't even spell right now.
Damn, time
He was
started you're on.
nah. He was doing. I don't know if you saw, but he was he asked a question about about doing is doing 250 milligrams of edibles is good after not doing it after a while. But apparently he spaced it out over a couple hours. I'm just like, bruh, that's 25 milligrams an hour still. By that third dose, you're going to be seeing the ancestors, bruh. Because it takes about at least like 30 minutes for the medis to kick in. So I mean, like,
Yeah, how'd I go? Because man,
my
the
man over here tripping his shit on, goddamn.
Sarah and I went to a friend's house, and this man had medical cannabis, right?
uh,
He made some brownies. He invites us over. Uh, we're gonna watch Deadpool. Everything's fine. Eat this brownie, dude. I remember starting Deadpool and then slowly descending onto the floor. And then when I woke up, it was fell asleep around 10, woke up the next day around 8, no, like 7 p.m.
oh, was this is when y'all went to Mexico, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
dude. Holy
y'all,
shit.
legit lost the day.
Last 3 days, man. Like, woke up, asked for an Uber, got home, fell asleep again, like, ordered something, fell asleep, and woke up next day in the afternoon. Like, it just, for 3 days, I could not function, man. So, like, holy shit.
Right.
Why?
Which brings us into our current topic, which is It's about mental health and just basically just like how to cope with it. You know, some personal stories we're gonna share about it. Um, if you guys peep the thumbnail, those are like three characters that I felt like. Well, I know Rick for sure doesn't have the best coping mechanisms, and with the current state of Kratos, he's fucking trying. And then we have fucking Crash Out Tetsuo from fucking Akira.
Oh man, I have not seen it in so long.
Dude,
Holy smokes.
Tetsuo was a fucking crash out, bro. That's like he was like the crash out. He says, I didn't space out. I was thinking in fractals and couldn't escape the labyrinth that was my train of thought and tried to desperately break back into the false reality that was 2020 Matrix 4.
God damn.
So my question is,
I just sleep.
so my question for you, sir, is how many like did you split it off into to at least it was 25 million? Like how much of the edible did you take? Tetsuo's worse than the manga. I believe it. The manga's always worse. As far as just like context, because you never really get the full context in movies sometimes. But yeah, I believe it. I'm pretty sure there are some things that they will not show in the movie versus the manga because of just like how wild shit can get. But meanwhile, in Berserker, you saw all that shit. Like you saw all the rape and all that, but
man,
in all mediums.
we still have to do that, man. The sad off. Holy shit.
The sad off.
So we were proposing this thing, like we make a little tent, a little blanket for it with little lights and shit. We like everyone brings their pets, just everything cuddly, and then put on the worst anime movies that we can think of.
Well, I can definitely throw some recommendations in there.
Like Sarah has not seen Grave of the Fireflies yet, and that's how I want to introduce her to it because
God. Grave of the Fireflies, bruh?
Man.
Nah.
First time I watched that movie, I was not prepared. The first time I watched that movie, I was not prepared, man.
If you want to talk about, man, some tragedy, just like there was a lot that happened in that shit, bro. Grave of the Fireflies. I wouldn't say Akira is sad, but Akira is definitely like it's not sad, but you know, if it's about like mental health, definitely. But I would say Perfect Blue is definitely one of those. Yeah. So yeah, Perfect Blue. You ever heard of a Paranoia Agent?
Yes.
So it was the same creator that made that, but Perfect Blue came out like years before.
Okay. Okay. We'll be checking this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
But man, one day.
Okay.
Yeah, just sit down and watch all the horrible recommendations we can give each other, but in a safe space. Because fuck.
Man.
It's gonna be emotionally draining.
Okay, so context. We finally got some context. So it was a pack of gummies, and it was a total of 250 milligrams.
250? Okay. Okay.
All right. That's more reasonable. I'm thinking you someone had made a homemade and say, here you go. Because that's what niggas do. That's what motherfuckers do when they make edibles. Like they fucking just like, all right, I don't know how much it is in here, but here you go. Homemade Eddies. Not safe. Definitely not safe. Because
Dude.
I
Nah,
remember,
yeah,
I remember I had bought some from one of my homies, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna eat this brownie and go to sleep. I was tripping until 2 in the morning, and then
no.
I went to work.
No.
I
Oh
went to
my
work.
God, I could
I
not.
went I went to work and I had a meet and greet that day. But what's fucked up is like I was like working on stuff, and then my coworker comes in and she looked at me and she goes, are you high right now? And I'm all like, yes, I'm still high from the edible. Yes, I'm still very much high right now. I was torn up. I was torn the fuck up.
No. No,
And
man.
but by the time the meet and greet happened, I already sobered up. But like it was like literally like 30 minutes before the meet and greet happened, and I'm just like, thank God. He says I'm weak sauce because one just packed my ass up. Something fierce. Hey, listen. To be fair to you, you don't do edibles. You don't do that
You
often,
don't
bro.
get any of this. Yeah.
Like
You good?
that's to be expected, bro. That's what I was like, kind of. See, that was why I was fearing for your life because you talking about 250 fucking milligrams. I'm just like, yo, no, don't. Please don't. No.
Calm down.
Calm
Calm
down.
down.
No. And these are people
And
that do it all the that definitely partake quite more often than you do. And no, you don't want to do that much.
you can wreck yourself too, man. Like
Yeah.
besides like the trip and everything, you can destroy your tolerance for edibles. I have a friend that he ended up taking like I think 500. No, the Buddha one was like the 1,000 milligrams
Oh
before
shit.
there was a lot of regulation.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, no, he destroyed his tolerance. So yeah, no, like keep it low. You can always take more. You cannot take less. It's a no way back journey. So
Yeah. Nah, dude. That's too much. Heck no.
yeah.
All right. So, man. So let's get into it. So,
Boom.
you're having a bad day. Having a bad day, mental health. What are some methods that you do to like de-stress?
Me, man, love fucking stretching. And stretching for me, like it's kind of working on relaxing my body and shit. Because right now, like yeah, I answered a lot of questions, engage a lot of people constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get home, I'm like, give me like 30 minutes. Let me stretch a little bit. Just try to relax my body. Uh, that shit helps.
Yeah.
Mm, I try to like give myself like 1 or 2 days, like a little bit of gaming, kind of just part of being in charge ish on something or like leading people is that people have free will, and they don't like always do what you ask them and all these different things, right? So
Yeah.
playing video games kind of, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna press this controller and it's gonna go right, and it's gonna do what I fucking asked it to do.
Right. So
So
this is more so like you play because you want to have that sense of control.
a little bit, yeah, like it's the story and also because you can just that sense of accomplishment
Mm-hmm.
of like, okay, yeah, no, like the thing I wanted to happen happened. there's frustrations, there's challenges, there's puzzles, there's all these different things, but
Mhm.
still, you're in control. Now, I know that there are games where you are very much not. I've heard
Uh,
about Dark Souls before. Uh,
well, see, so I play League of Legends, the worst game because it's just like you can only you, you're pretty much relying on 4 other people to get their shit together.
no, get
And
me
you
away
can,
from it.
and you can only hope motherfuckers aren't going to troll your game. But you know, if I'm feel like I'm gonna be toxic, then but in a weird way, right? That's the game to be toxic. So if I ever feel like I'm in a toxic ass mood, I just play League of Legends. So I can just be toxic with a bunch of toxic motherfuckers, just kind of like get the toxicity out. But
Okay.
so that's one game that I'll play. Sometimes I'll play COD. It just depends, if I just want to like turn my brain off a little bit. But um, I'm starting to, get back in the habit of working out and going to the gym. So that way, you know, for at least like de-stressing my body and all that, because I'm sitting in a chair or I'm either or sometimes I'll walk around and then you point my clicker and all that and it just say shit off the slide. So, I'm trying to get more, physically active. So that's helping. That it is helping me in a way, right? And then like the reward at the end of the workout is always I'll go sweat it out in the sauna for like 15 minutes. So then I come out the gym
Dude.
fucking relaxed. I'll get home, eat some food, and then I'll knock out.
Dude.
Yeah. So
Like,
so that's how I've been trying to like de-stress coming from work lately. Now do I always go to the gym all the time? No. Like I think I only went twice this week. I only went once the week before, but I always tell myself, all right, we're going hard. We're going hard this week. Yeah. and
some
then
is better than none, man. Honestly, like, I feel like, and this is something that I've learned runs a lot on like neurodivergence
mhm,
is perfectionism or like
mm,
OCD. If I cannot start the project the way I exactly want it, if the planets do not fucking align and I don't start exactly on Monday at 8:27 p.m., like, oops, I failed for the week. I'm gonna allow myself to continue failing for the week until next Monday. Like, it is.
Yo, I feel so fucking called out right now. Fuck
It's all
you.
of us, man. I'm trying to work myself out of that mentality of like it's okay to start on a motherfucking Tuesday. It's okay. So you're beating me on that, man, very hard. Like the fact that you're able to go twice or once inconsistently and still be like, I went to the gym. I am fighting myself. Like it doesn't have to be a Monday, but then I'm like, okay, so I'm not starting on Monday, I'm starting on Tuesday, and then Tuesday happens, and I'm like, fuck, I should start on Monday.
I don't need
Like,
a therapy session right now. Well, motherfucker.
I'm here to inform you all, motherfuckers. The doctor said that this is normal. Now it's just trying to fucking approach it in a productive manner
Right.
as the challenge, man.
That is the challenge. It's yeah.
Uh, so like, uh, man,
Yeah, dude. It's yeah. Some of us I know I can't say that I'm like a fucking guru on mental health because I still got my issues and shit, but I think I've gotten better with like coping with like shit that happens to me.
Yeah.
Because before I would get upset, post shit on social media, and then that'll be the end of it, right? And because I think we had this discussion. No, we had the discussion like off screen yesterday about like, you know, when you post things on social media and shit, and then like you're looked at a certain way. And some people use that to cope, but then it's just like, how much does that really help? You know? And then another reason why I stopped posting like personal stuff on social media is it's more so the responses that I would get. Because I felt like some of the responses were tone deaf as fuck.
Mm.
And when you are constantly getting these tone deaf responses, it does nothing for your mental health. Yeah,
Dude,
man. I be missing Monday for months.
I feel you. I feel you so hard.
Monday.
Fucking used car sales. Like, fuck. So, like, yeah, no, like, it's ignoring that part of your fucking head that is like, and shit must be just like this, so I can start my shit, and otherwise, it's not accomplished if I don't start a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that side, slap that side, right in the fucking face, ignore it.
Monday for months. That's a bar right there.
Yes, it is.
That's a bar. Round of applause for that. That's a bar.
That is exactly. And a lot of people are stuck at that. Don't worry, not alone.
Man, that's
You can do
crazy.
this.
Because like, all right, I'm gonna start on Monday. I'm gonna do this thing, and then it comes, and then it doesn't happen.
And it's recognizing that Monday, we made Monday. We as humans made Monday. It doesn't like happen on its own.
Right.
So it's all fucking here.
Yeah.
Partially, I'm giving myself a pep talk on this.
Insert Will Smith slap here is crazy.
Fuck your Monday,
dude.
Like, yeah, it sucks. We got this, guys.
So this is kind of it's kind of interesting how you mentioned that moment, because like this kind of goes back into kind of like this we're kind of moving a little bit faster than our talking points, but that Will Smith slap, that was more than just a slap for Will Smith. Next Monday, I swear.
Go for a 20-minute walk today. Fuck it. Fuck
it.
Monday. Starting Sunday.
There you go. Start Sunday. Don't be a quitter.
Oh man.
Nah, but yeah, dude, because like when that slap happened, there was a lot of discourse behind it, and then like I would see these videos. So one of my favorite creators, shout out to FV Signifier, love that man. He did like pretty much like a mental analysis on Will Smith and like stuff that he experienced over the years, about how he grew up in in a very abusive household and all that shit. So all being well, I'm just gonna say like Jada Pinkett Smith is not like the best partner in the world to have. Like she's definitely an oversharer. She doesn't really stand by Will. You know what I mean? So when he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, that was definitely more than just him standing up for his wife. That was a man lashing out. That was a boy. That was his inner child, his unhealed inner child lashing out. And all the frustrations that was going on through his relationship throughout the years.
Just culminating like that? Fuck, man.
It was just like it was bubbling up. That was it for Will.
Nah, man.
Yeah, Will was getting mind controlled by his wife Palpatine. Do it. Do it. Kill him.
Man.
Dude, this is like, because it's like, because initially it was just like, all right, he was laughing, he laughed at the joke, which in my opinion, mad lightweight. It was super lightweight. Like the joke didn't warrant the response. Like if you really felt some type of way, there was a better way to handle it. But you didn't have to slap a nigga on TV though.
I don't know. No need.
No. Hell no. Not over a fucking. Now I would see. I don't like doing whataboutisms because you know that's I doesn't really do anything. It doesn't even really bring much to the table. But I swear to God, I still feel in my heart of hearts had Chris Rock said Black Panther 2 can't wait to see it, it would have been the same fucking joke.
Dude.
It would have been the same fucking joke.
No, like I see it. Fucking I don't have much to bring to it, man. Like just there was a better way to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
like it's this like assumption of information, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened to me the other day. I like got in a debate online. I hadn't done it in a while.
Stop that! Stop doing that shit!
I had not done it in a minute, man. Months.
Stop that! Stop fucking having internet debates with niggas that don't get no cheeks.
I was on Reddit looking for something, man. I was just like, I wasn't scrolling or anything. I was legitimately looking for an answer. And this fucking comment just got me, right? So this dude like gives me a response. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was about politics. Oh, and fucking shit. He gives me a response, and I'm like, dude, like that's like some amount of information. I just like said this, and he's like, oh well, all you like always just like silence whoever you say, like whoever disagrees with you. That's all you ever want to do on your side of the thing, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like me having an opinion is censorship? Like just telling you what I think is censorship? And you're like, oh well, I'm not saying you're censoring me. I'm just saying like I got kicked out of another comment section because of something I said, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're assuming I know your life story. I don't even know you. All right. How are you getting defensive from my? Who the fuck are you?
See, here's the thing about what motherfuckers confuse is that your freedom of speech doesn't fucking apply to services that are owned by private companies. If they have a terms of service, I'm just saying, anyone that gets mad when they get fucking when they get like banned from Twitter and shit like that, really what they want is they're just upset that they can't say the hard ER on the internet. That's pretty much what it is.
They're like, sure, there's some ridiculous bans and shit, like some shit that's like just like why. I can see that, like, but for me, my gripe is like that, like the social media and having your opinion just like that unchallenged constantly. And it when challenged stupidly or lazily, really. Makes this assumption that because you said it online, people know. Motherfucker, I don't know you. online is vast as fuck.
That's a
Why would I know?
Why would I know?
I know that you got banned in some other forum that I've never been part of?
Right. And
So like
and,
that defensiveness, man, is just like, man,
right.
take it or leave it. It's just like, man,
Right. Which goes back to the whole like Will and Jada thing, because like the discourse behind it is just that people made it seem like, oh, he's making fun of her alopecia. Didn't nobody know the bitch had alopecia until that day.
until that moment. I personally thought like, oh, she's just rocking it, man. Cool, whatever. Like I've been curious about it. I like many times in the shower, I just grab the razor and I'm like, nah, not today, not today.
Not today. Today's not that day.
But like, fuck it, like that curiosity. I'm sure like dudes like growing a beard and all of a sudden they're like, they think about it. So that's what I thought was happening, man. So like,
it took me 35 years to get to this point. So, you know, I'm going to take care of it. You know, beard oil and all that stuff, nurture it, you know, make it grow strong. So, no, but dude, it was like the whole discourse behind that I thought was like super interesting, and just like y'all, it's like anyone that was mad at Chris Rock made it about what it wasn't.
dude.
And I'm just like, y'all need therapy.
It could have been very like, she could have been like, hey, later on, like, oh, that joke hurt because I just got diagnosed with alopecia, some shit like that.
There was a better
like,
way
oh
to
shit, I
handle it.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like there was
so many better ways to handle that situation, especially for Will Smith. He could have said, hey dog, off camera, hey, I didn't like what you said about my wife. One day those two spots are going to win and you're getting that 2020 lesbian side cut.
Oh man.
Oh
the day that happens, I'm also getting a tattoo. We're covering everything. Probably not gonna do it again.
That's what he Bruh, everyone was rocking that haircut for a minute. I've noticed that like the half of the head shaved and shit. I'm just like,
dude.
Okay, this is trending. All right, you know, to each their own. Hey, do you? Shit.
Yeah, nah.
But you know what though? But that was the thing about COVID. Like COVID, like that shit changed. Like you had no choice but to like look within yourself. You had no choice.
That was probably my shot, man. Oh man. Nah. Freaking, I have really thin hair, so like I have never thought about doing the little side thing because I'm like that's like 50% of it. Be gone.
Gone.
And I only cut this part.
Bald on one side.
It's a RAV4, motherfucker. I'm that kind of lesbian, okay?
Wow. we drive forwards around here.
Oh no, fuck Ford. Fuck Ford. I helped Claire Bear with the ignition coil on her Ford. Fuck Ford. Man, they.
Well, that sucks.
For a car that is known for braking that much, it should be easier to work on.
One would think, right?
One would think. One would think. But fuck, dude. How about you though? We went on an absolute tangent. What do you do for relaxation and for like stressful last days.
Oh well,
But look, besides like the gym, like
well, one of my favorite things to do, and maybe this isn't the best. I don't know. It's a mixed bag because it could be like seen as like self medicating, but like I like to get really high and cook. Like that shit. That shit is amazing to me. Like, all right, because like I'm hyper focused. I got the music on, high as hell. Just I'm kind of like in my mode. I'm in my bag. So that's one of the other things that I like to do is just like, all right, let me smoke. Let me just like get in the mindset. It's almost like a ritual. Just like,
hmm.
all right, here we are. All right, time to go cook whatever it is I'm about to make, and that shit it usually comes out pretty good most of the time. But then it could be a catch-22 because then I get too experimental. So it's just like it's gonna go one or two ways.
Okay, man.
like
Record everything.
like when I came over there and I made the fucking elote stuffed potato. There were some things I could have like. I'm looking back on it now. I'm just like, damn. If only I had used. I always go back and think about just like fuck. Like there was a certain taste that I was going for, and it didn't happen. But the presentation was beautiful,
dude. And like, I mean, like that's I think that's part of what I admire about people that can cook is that like creativity in it, right? Like you gotta really like understand the ingredients individually to be able to like mash them up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my goldfish ass memory does not allow me to like remember. I'm like oregano, yeah. What did you taste like again? What would that go with?
There's this
But
fucking there's this movie that Eddie Griffin did. It was called Irish Jam. But he was a weed. I guess he was selling dope on the side or whatever, and he saw like oregano is what the brother don't know. So he was laces weed with oregano.
that would hurt like a motherfucker.
Oh, dude, could you imagine?
Oh
You thinking this whole time
no.
you just smoking some Huckabee and just oregano the whole time with some
Mm.
Italian seasoning. Leave my
man.
broken baby alone.
No,
No,
I will not.
I will
I
not.
will not.
Never.
It shakes like it has Parkinson's.
Oh my god. Not Parkinson's, no.
Oh man, but it's okay. That's okay. We troubleshot it, so it should be better. It'll get better, I believe.
I believe, hopefully.
And at least Ford parts are cheap because for now, yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, no, we're coping today.
We're coping today. We're coping today.
Oh man.
She's just excited. Oh shit. That's crazy.
Dude.
Yeah, but I'm trying to got to season my weed with tiki masala.
Oh. Ooh, dude. One time, in Truth Without One, and I did not mind it. I used pickle brine. I finished some pickles, and then I used the brine instead of water. Mapang. It was interesting.
You fucking neurodivergent, fucking degenerate ass motherfucking over here smoking weed with fucking pickle brine? What?
And I did not mind it, man. It was decent. I don't know if it's good for my lungs, but neither is smoking, so
No, dude. Ain't no way. Perfect segue back. Oh God, you fucking degenerate over here. And see, and this is the negative consequences of coping when you don't cope correctly, because then you do some weird shit like this.
Man, it was a weird time of my life at that moment.
Please tell me this is
So
during
okay.
COVID. This is the only acceptable time.
It was it was in the
Okay.
beginning to COVID.
Okay, all right, because all right, forgivable, because the fun part of COVID was Tiger King, and then it got weird after that.
Man.
When Tiger King came out, COVID was pretty fun during Tiger King because there was just a lot of weed smoking and eating fast food and shit. But then after that, it got weird. Not gonna lie.
The thing I miss about it was like
If it's
another
good
thing
enough
that
for Chick-fil-A,
I
it's good enough for weed. Oh my God.
thought it was Popeyes that did the pickle shit.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah, Popeyes only.
Don't be comparing Popeyes with Chick-fil-A. That's just wrong.
I know. Every time I eat Chick-fil-A, I'm like, I definitely I taste the homophobia every time.
What? Wait. how the fuck does that taste? Like
Apparently, it tastes like
self-hatred. Like holy shit, man.
What self-hatred tastes like. This is what homophobia tastes like. Coupled with great customer service.
God damn.
Granted, I haven't had Chick-fil-A for some time now, but that's a whole nother thing. What was I finna say? Yes, negative consequences of coping, because I've definitely suffered from it for sure. Yeah. It's like you get to a point where you want to lash out and it just doesn't work out. It doesn't. It like getting angry never went into my favor. But sometimes anger is justified. It's just like you have to have like a positive like outlet. Like because my biggest thing is just like when I lash out and then like I try to express that anger. Sometimes like when I don't think about it in the moment, I can be an asshole. I can say some fucked up shit that might like turn some people off for me, and I get it, like, and I look back and I'm like, damn, that was pretty cringe. I shouldn't have said that. There is a better way to say that. There is a better way to handle that. But
I think that happens to like a lot of us, man. Just like, yeah, fucking. That's kind of the reason why I'm really quiet with people I don't know. If I don't know you, I'm like quiet as fuck.
Same.
Until I know how me I can be around you.
Yeah, nah, like I'm the same way. Like anytime I go to a function and I don't know nobody there, I'm like, okay, let me peep it. Which is another reason why I feel like, because because I don't drink at home. The only time I drink is when, like, on occasion I'm out somewhere, whatever. Like, I always have a 2-drink limit for that specific reason because I don't know none of you motherfuckers.
How honest do I want to be?
I'm like, all right. I have my 2 lemon drops. Let's just see how the rest of the night goes. Yes, I drink the fruitiest drinks ever because, like, if I'm a drink, I'm gonna fucking enjoy my drink if I don't have to pay for it. I'm not the let's go get some Hennessy, let's do a shot of Ciroc. I'm like, no, I don't do that. Give me that tequila sunrise. Yep, give me all the fruitiness. I don't care. Call me gay. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to enjoy my drink.
Yeah, man. Like, there used to be like, or I used to give into a lot of pressure like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, oh yeah, just straight up like Jack Daniels or straight up like just neat. And it is something that you can enjoy totally. Like, people can, no problem. But if you don't enjoy it, you don't have to do it. There's other ways of enjoying alcohol, and I think cocktails are coming back, both with and without alcohol. The mocktail scene is growing a lot.
Yeah,
dude, fuck it.
So is that too, like, the shots and shit? Because I'm really not that person. You scope people out to see if it's okay to drop the really awkward personal facts.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm gonna, yeah, like I feel you on that. Like, sometimes I say something and I'm like, man, I should have not said that. I just made it awkward.
Now it's awkward. It's weird now.
Nah, it's awkward. Shit. That was me.
Nah, and see, I have this really, and so I think for me, where my cringe moments come from is because I like to joke a lot, but sometimes there have been times where my jokes have been a little too on point, and just like, oh wait, what? Like, I wasn't even being serious. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Like, if it definitely made you feel some type of way, I genuinely am sorry. Like,
yeah.
I'll give like the perfect example. So one of my colleagues, she was dating this dude who went to jail. Didn't know he was in jail until she mentioned it. So while he was in jail, you know, it was like, okay, and that was kind of like the reason why they broke up, because, like, she's not gonna, like, no, she's not gonna do all that. She's not gonna be like the stereotypical, like, I'll wait for you when you get out type of females and shit. Yeah. So I'm like, ha ha ha. So what? He called you and said, hey baby, can you put some money on my books? And she goes, yeah, he actually did that. And I'm like, I am sorry. I apologize. Excuse me for my outburst.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then this is gonna sound hella fucking cringe. So I'll admit it. So one of my colleagues, you know, she jokingly says, you know, all right, well, I'm gonna go kill myself. And I said, well, let me smash before you die. Set her off. It made her feel mad, uncomfortable, and, like, I'm all like, all right, I felt bad about it. I hella felt bad. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm embarrassed that, you know, that it made you feel uncomfortable. My apologies. We're good now, though.
I'm glad. Oh yeah.
So that's the good thing. Like, we're still cool and shit. But I was just like, damn, sorry about that.
Nah, man, like, fucking the comebacks, man. Like, I know that I could probably be more savage with my comebacks when it comes to, like, on debates and stuff like that, but I hold back a lot because I'm like, no, don't say that.
Don't say that. Or see, my neurodivergency comes from just like, man, if I had said this at that moment, because you be thinking of some zingers after the fact.
Hard. That happens to me a lot. But
Damn, I could have said that. Fuck.
man. Woo.
Dude.
Like, nah. Lost it, sorry. Lost it.
It'd be like that. It comes and then it goes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Fucking. Another thing I like on the workout route, I guess, like hiking, man, time in nature. They say like the benefits of being out in nature, they last a couple of days after. So it just like sucks. I'd imagine Vegas is not not friendly when it comes to that.
No. Like the closest thing I get to being out in nature is when I take trips to Portland because it's so green out there and like the air is clean and shit. Like, yeah, it definitely got me out of like that. There was like when I first moved out to Las Vegas, there was like that. It was like, all right, so it was like dealing with like the suicidal thoughts before I moved out here, and then like, all right, I moved out here, shit's different, but like there was still like that loneliness that I was dealing with. So they kind of came back because I had no choice but to kind of like deal with my feelings and sit there by myself. So took a trip to Portland, and it definitely did help. Like it was raining there, but like the air was clean and like so just being out there definitely did help. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Like the effects of being out and it was still a city, but still it wasn't Las Vegas where, there's fucking trees and shit everywhere and shit. So, it's kind of like being out in nature, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's like I've seen pictures of San Diego before,
Mhm.
and like the amount of the impact the human development has had on like the pathways and shit. Like it's just crazy.
Mhm.
But we've well fuck nah. That's gonna go down like a more serious path in this healing today.
Hmm.
None of that shit.
Mm. I think the comments might be a bit delayed.
Oh no. They coming in late?
Possibly. It's okay though. um what was I gonna say? Yeah, but like that's a good way to like I guess cope when just like having really like a change of scenery definitely can help. It kind of like resets your perspective a little bit.
Yeah, man,
Like you ever been you like I don't know, this has happened to me quite often where like I will go somewhere and travel and then like you come back home and like the environment in your home is a little different.
yeah.
Like
Like
it's like nothing's changed, you know what I mean? But like being home just feels different now.
I've had it both ways. Like,
Hmm.
um, I've gone to places where I'm like, I come back and I'm like, why can't here be like there? Fuck, man. Especially with like public transportation, that is the one that I'm like, we are being beat so hard. It's not even funny. Like, there's so many countries that have such better public transportation out there that just No reason. No fucking reason.
I agree.
But there's also some places, like, even in those places culturally, I'm like, man, I can appreciate the little differences. Travel is a really good way as well for me, like, to reset.
Hmm.
I love traveling, and I like to be able to save like 2 years of PTO and then take a month off and then just leave. That's my favorite way of doing it. Because I feel like inserting yourself in a place for an entire month, just, you're not rushing. You're just like waking up in the area and be like, okay, what I'm gonna do today.
Right.
Uh, I've learned through it that some countries do require itineraries, though. Like, I hate itineraries and I hate pre-planning and stuff like that. But Japan was a big one.
Hmm.
Like, you can't just go to Japan and buy a sports events ticket because you need a family seal. So you need to, like, your last name needs to be designed into a seal, and you'll be able to need to be able to stamp a piece of paper with that shit. Or you need a specific address, a Japanese address. There's like a bunch of things that you have to fill out to be able to buy a sporting event ticket.
Damn.
So there are services where you pay someone that is a tourist guide that lives there. They buy the ticket in your name with their paperwork, and then they charge you a price to sell you that shit.
So you're paying
And
more than like what
you're
a
paying
local would.
you're paying you're paying a service fee to be able to get the ticket.
Yeah.
And also you have to pre-plan, because sometimes for some events they're able to, you cannot print it from your email.
Hmm.
You have to go to a kiosk at a 7-Eleven or or a fucking a Lawson store and print it out from the kiosk. So you need to give them time, sometimes up to like 12 hours to process everything. So you can't just like in that day. Like, it has to be the day before. In some other sporting events, you need weeks of anticipation to buy the ticket.
Right.
Um, so like, yeah, like some countries, it's a good idea. It's a smart idea to like look, research what you want to do, even if you have weeks to be there. You're gonna miss out on shit.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. Traveling. I think travel. Personally, I think if everyone had the opportunity to travel and go somewhere, you know, I think the world would be better off for it.
we can see each other's perspective better.
Hmm. Because also, having a different perspective also can definitely help with like, mental health and all that, and just to try and like, it's another good way to like cope with like whatever it is that you're dealing with, because you could be just going through some bullshit, go somewhere else, get a whole, and then just come back with a whole different perspective. Hopefully it's for the better, because there are some weirdos that just be just it's one of those
Oh
things
yeah.
where like they get the wrong message. Because there is like this movement
Like,
called, what was it?
oh no.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
So
Yeah.
some years ago, I honestly I felt like I could have spiraled down that fucking manosphere shit, because I was watching a lot of content at the time, and it was all related to this movement called men going their own way. Which to me, looking back on it now, it is very manosphere. It's the best. I would say it's in the same vein as like the manosphere and like all these red pill dudes and shit. But basically, the whole point of the movement sounds noble on its own, where it's just like, all right, these are a bunch of men that are focusing on themselves. They're not really concerned with relationships and shit. And you know, we're not really all right. We're doing our own thing. We're not worried about fucking with you, whatever, right? But some of the faces of the movement just kind of like, so you say you're bettering yourself and all that, but also you're shitting on women too. And that's the thing that I don't like. Whereas it's like, all right, yeah, you better yourself and work on your mental health and you know, just put that time and energy into yourself to make yourself a better person. Great. I like that. That's some shit
there, yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes into, yeah, no, man, women are trash and shit. No, we only use these women to nut and shit, just like whatever. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, huh? You lost me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen it a lot. Like, the dudes that travel exclusively to find wives, like to country like Thailand and shit.
Fucking passport. What they call them? Passport. What they call them? There was like a pejorative that was used for those type of dudes.
Man,
I forget what they were called.
like,
but so that was one of the things that was said to me when I was like fucking crashing out online and shit about like whatever personal shit I was dealing with. Is like, yeah, maybe you should go overseas and find a girl there. I'm just like, nigga, huh?
Man,
what were they called? Passport daddies, some shit like that. I forget what they were called, but yeah, I'm all like, no, ew, no, not like ew to the women there, but I'm just like,
no,
the idea of it is just like mad weird to me.
Like, I don't just believe in the fact that like you can travel and meet someone and fucking love and shit, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But
passport bros.
Okay.
Passport bros. I'm sorry, Mac, but you definitely have passport bro aesthetics, but you're definitely not. You're definitely not that. But you see, you know, passport bro.
That's mean. But no, yeah, no, like I've met them, man. Like there's so, especially like in the military, there's a lot of motherfuckers that like go and get themselves a wife in the Philippines and Vietnam and like fucking countries.
And don't just call me out. I'm here in Thailand right now. That's funny.
See, there's a difference between the tourism side of it. Like you go wild because there's big sex industry in some countries.
Right. Like, you know, you want to go there, get your freak on, let your freak flag ring high. That's cool. Ain't nobody judging on that. But then you all were like, well, you know, let me try to find a wife because American women are trash.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
They don't know how to treat a man and shit. I'm like, man, your mom failed you. I'm sorry.
I have failed you, Anakin.
Like, you don't need to be anybody's little prince. Like, take care of your own self. Fuck, man. Nobody has time for that. And the thing is that those motherfuckers, the motherfuckers that are like, women need to be in their place, they like all this shit, are the same motherfuckers that complain about like the economy and how shit's not affordable. I'm like, this economy does not allow itself to have one income household anymore, motherfucker, unless you're making like serious bank. And all your daddy Elon Daddy Elon doesn't want to pay you enough to be a single income household. So like the people that you venerate and they're like all that fucking red pill ideologues and shit will never give you enough money to follow through with their ideas. Anyways.
You said some shit. You said some real shit right now. These motherfuckers, these motherfuckers want traditional wives in an untraditional timeline, bro. Like that shit is over and done with, bro. And if that's something it's one of those things where it's just like you have to advocate for other shit if that's the lifestyle that you want.
Bring unions back.
Bring unions back. Fight for a fucking livable wage. Because do you know what the original concept of minimum wage was? So the original concept of minimum wage was supposed to be it's the minimum wage where you can survive on a single income for a family of 4. So husband makes the money, wife stays at home, 2 kids. Maybe.
Yeah, no, minimum wage can't cover a studio apartment right now, man.
That part. That was the whole point of minimum wage, not the minimum wage that you can just pay a person in general. I'm meaning a minimum wage where you can feed a family of 4. That was the minimum wage concept. That was originally what it was supposed to be. And it was like that initially. But then, other things happen.
Other things happen.
Yeah. But yeah,
the things that we need to cope with.
Right. But these manosphere niggas, I'm sorry, but I just feel like they just hate women.
Dude, seriously, like
they done missed a few hugs. And yeah, and either that too, and and I sympathize with a lot of these dudes because once again, I could have easily fell down that rabbit hole, but I think these are dudes that are. It's one of those things where like they grow up in environments where they express themselves and their emotions are used against them.
Mm.
And that's another way. Sorry to say, women, but this is how you guys also play your part in the patriarchy too. Like this is how this is how women partake in toxic masculinity as well, because there have been instances where, like, for me, example, I grew up with like hopefully my mom doesn't watch this, but I would express some things to my mother and then like she'll flip it back on me. Like she'll use my emotions against me.
Yeah. Dude.
And this is why some men come out to be monsters. They don't want to talk to nobody. They can't express themselves because they're constantly growing up in environments where they're not free to express themselves. And every time they do, they just throw it back at you. It's like ammunition. Throwing back at you. Just like, no, I'm just expressing myself. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Gonna give my son a hug is crazy.
This is something that like it has to be. It's such a complicated thing because I see it, but at the same time, like I've met a lot of dudes that use that as a blanket for not working on themselves.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to. Let me.
Yeah. No, I know you're not doing that. I know that.
I'm not saying like that. I'm not trying to say it's bitches. It's your fault too. I'm not saying that.
No, like that's where like that's why I'm saying it gets complicated because like chicken or the egg, I guess.
Right.
Like
it does. Like when it comes to that, it's just like fuck the chicken, fuck the egg, nigga. You need to just. Now you just gotta be.
Like, because on my personal note, like I'm dealing with that with my brother and not talking with each other and stuff. Mm-hmm. We're both very prideful people. and it always feels like a competition. Like right now, we're not talking, and I told him like, "Hey, I got nothing else to talk to you about until we see each other in therapy again.
Hmm.
I'll see you there. We'll talk." Uh, and I know that he'll never talk to me because I know how he works because that's exactly how I work. Uh, he'll never talk to me because that's losing. He cedes victory to me. Uh, and I know that he thinks like that because I cede victory to him a lot in exchange for just moving shit along. I used to just like be like, okay, yeah, no, you win, fuck it. And I know he sees it like that. And right now, I will not lose. And it is stubborn and it is wrong in a way. But I know that if I, or I think I know that if I let him, if we talk, he'll never see my point of view because he already does it right now. And
Hmm.
he is not willing to see it. He must be right.
Yeah.
Because in the moment that he pulls that string on that sweater, man, he has to start that work. And it's just terrifying.
Yeah.
So
It's
there's this at least with my brother and the type of man he is with like machismo and all that shit,
yeah.
what I see is he used to be a very tender man. Not soft, very strong, but like tender.
Mm.
And he got hurt once by someone he like a girl he loved, and he now sees vulnerability as weakness to the point that he does cannot trust his own wife. He sees being in charge of her as the way he has to be so he doesn't get hurt again. Is what I see from the outside.
Yeah. That sucks. Dude, nah. There was this meme that I saw where it's like it never fails because like we seen this. It's just like dude gets hurt one time and then like he just becomes a monster.
An
That's
absolute
all,
asshole.
that's all it takes for some of these dudes. It just takes that one time, but just like, oh, so this is what we own. All right, say less.
But like I feel like that, at least from my perspective, and I don't know, this is just assumptions because man will not talk to me. Um but not talk to me about anything that matters.
Hmm.
He wants to talk about business, he wants to talk about whatever the fuck he wants to talk. Hell no, I want to talk. Um
Yeah,
so
yeah,
in a way, I feel like that is, I don't know if insecurity or self-centeredness or one breeds the other. Because what makes you so special that you cannot be hurt
right, exactly,
and then deal with that shit and pick yourself up?
right.
Like we're we're all gonna go through it. Like part of growing up is you are gonna be hurt, but you still have to learn to trust.
That part,
Like,
because man,
the-
because imagine me getting cheated on to be like, don't trust none of these bitches. Fuck all y'all.
dude, like the first couple of girls that I ever dated, like fucking my money and shit, like I'd never be married and I'd be unhappy and shit. Like it just like yeah, like it's very easy to think about it like that and just be like, my feelings. No one will ever hurt me again.
Hmm.
Um, but then you close yourself off to life.
That's fact.
Like, it just, it's one of the things that is uh, such a snowball with where we are at right now in social media and shit. At least
Mhm.
from my point of view, is
Yeah.
that it feeds into that. It feeds into
Mhm.
the laziness of like I don't have to work on myself because I'm right because my opinion
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
fact.
There's as vast as the internet and social media is, for whatever reason, there's always like that echo chamber of like confirmation bias.
Hard,
Like
man. It's
I just like new as much information there is on the internet and social media, it just feels like nuance is lost.
hard. That right there, man. Yeah, it's completely lost. It slapped me in the face how hard it's gone. I hate the Jubilee debates.
Yeah,
They're
they're
just
garbage. They're pretty
oh
garbage.
my god. But I saw this one snippet of one, right?
Mhm.
Uh where was this dude? This girl comes over to the table and gives like blurts out her opinion, and the guy is kind of like, no, that's not how the Congress works. Uh, that's not how that works at all. And she's like, no, that I'm pretty sure that's how that works. And I'm like, no, that is absolutely not how it works. Like, that's not the steps that it takes. And then she's like, no, 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 like I am sure. So absolutely sure of their
Was it
incorrectness.
was it Sam Cedar?
I think so. Yeah, that this chick
Yeah,
comes over to him and
yeah.
fucking he's like, I
It was
can't
a
debate you because he's fuck, man.
yeah. It was the dude with the like a white dude with glasses, dark hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Sam Cedar. Yeah, no, because I remember part of that debate where this dude comes on. This dude comes on and he's trying to say that, oh yeah, government agencies get a tax write off when they hire DEI people.
That
I'm just
that
like,
that
huh? Wait a minute. Hold
that
on. First of all, government agencies don't get tax write offs because they don't get taxed. Where do you think the
they're the
taxes
government.
go? They're the government. That's where the taxes go, to the government agencies, bro. Like, what the fuck do you mean? They get a tax write off. They're funded by taxes, huh?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. It's
Nah, so here's what I did hear about this one, the Jordan Peterson one. Jordan Peterson was getting torn the fuck up. His ankles was getting broken, bro.
I heard about it. I only saw one clip from this one guy.
Mhm.
That is just like, are you or not a Christian? Like uh and it gets to the entire core of it of like people like him, man. They're not. They're
Mhm.
utilizing a belief system just to continue to manipulate people to their opinion. They're and that's why people these motherfuckers don't understand science is because they're okay with religious and preachers and shit, their leaders being like bending the book to their opinion instead of bending their opinion to the book, right?
Mhm.
If this is supposed to be your guideline, if this is supposed to be the way that you comport yourself, why are you bending it to your human flawed motherfucker?
Mhm.
Like it's supposed to be the other way around.
Mhm. Exactly.
And then that's why science, they're like, oh yeah, science, well, it doesn't make sense. It should be like this. And I'm like, it should not be like it should not be. It is what it is.
Mhm.
You studied it as it is. And then you change. Um, it just, mm,
Yeah, dude, it's. Oh man, I feel bad for a lot of those dudes that kind of go down that pipeline because I swear, it's like it's a combination. Like, man, I'm just saying, like the importance of a hug is, peep that shit is so underrated.
Sarah, her school had the entire year, this entire school year, they had like a Secret Santa thing going
Uh huh.
where like they gave each other like one gift a month. It was
Hmm.
like snacks, little things, right? Whatever.
Right.
And then they had a party to like give the last gift, like something a little bigger, and meet each other and drink and shit and socialize. She took him his present, a snack, and some flowers because she's read a statistic that the great majority of men, the first time that they ever receive a flower is at the funeral. That's a little bit too fucking late.
Oh,
So took him
damn.
flowers.
Ooh, that's. I never thought of it like that, honestly. Because because men don't ever think about getting flowers as a gift.
Like I personally don't like flowers, but I see societally the gesture that it is.
Uh huh.
So get your person flowers.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man. Like I saw this one really nice like I don't TikTok or anything too much, but like I saw this video on YouTube. There was like a prank that is like dudes calling their friends to wish them a good night.
Uh huh.
I'm like that's fucking nice. Hell yeah.
To the amount of mental health that men struggle with so much, it's mind-boggling as fuck, bro. Not to say that like women, don't have it just as hard, it's just like we have I would say that at least women recognize it more than men. I would say just based off of my observations and shit with like just dealing with other people, but like I really do feel like men have a very hard time struggling with like their mental health though, and this is why like a lot of men are unaliving themselves because of it.
It's I feel like at least from my perspective, I see a lot of men seeing networking as purely a thing that you do to you get ahead. And that is kind of like what we men seem to be socialized to do. Um, Women network to make a network of women to help each other. Uh, like one that was brought up to me, and it's a little gross, I guess, but like, fuck it, it's a really good example. Is feminine hygiene products. There will never be a moment where you're in a public bathroom and something happens and there's ladies around. You can raise your voice and be like, "Hey, ladies, anyone have a pad or a tampon?" And they will at least fucking try to get you something
Hmm.
because we can all understand what that feels like.
Yeah.
So that that unity, uh, group mentality, like shit like that, I don't see it with dudes as much.
No, no, and it's honestly, it's like it's very like rare when it happens. Like so, dudes really only have that with dudes that they know for a long time. It's not too often where a rando would just be like, "Hey, bro, you good?" Very rarely that happens. Where like a complete stranger, or like would like go out of their way, because it's just like sometimes it just be like, you shut the fuck up, stop being gay, or stop being a girl, man up.
Dude.
Nobody gives a fuck about you. You know.
No, man.
So
If I saw a dude crying in the street, I'd be like, "Hey, you okay?"
yeah, going through it. And and like me personally, like I kind of have like that issue where like if I have the mental capacity, I'll do it, but then I'll just ignore it. And this is coming from someone that would get bullied for no reason too. Like I would be minding my fucking business, and someone will always make a comment about my weight or my, oh, this nigga fat, whatever, something like that. They'll make some fucking like joke about me, and I'm not saying anything, I'm not doing anything. I'm minding my fucking business. So I have this, childhood trauma that I'm trying to get over, where it's just like, because there will be times where I'll try to be outgoing, but then like it'll get flipped on me. It'll always be some kind of comment about something else. I'm trying to be like this really like friendly person, so like it fucking sucks. Because it's just like the way like society just is sometimes. It's just like you're not allowed to. So some people, and I feel like this is like another thing about like maybe why this is not as common in men versus like women, where it's just like if you're being too nice, that can also be like seen as like, oh, this motherfucker's weird. He's a square. Something's weird about him, but he's just being friendly.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot, and I'm allowed to be as friendly as I can be. Like I've been called too friendly by one person in my entire life, and I just smiled back, and I'm like, "Fuck, why are you so sad?" Just fucking walk away. But like, yeah, no, for women, the fact like we get questioned if we don't smile. I'm a very smiley person.
Mm-hmm.
But I know women that don't like to smile, but they feel obligated that they have to, because otherwise they got like get called a bitch, or like, why are you so grouchy? Smile more, all that shit. So for us, it's the other way around. Yeah, I smile because it I see it as a like, I'm gonna smile to assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Put a friendly face on, see what's going on, and if I have to not be mad, then like we'll see what happens. But I also smile when I'm angry. It's just I've been told it's a different smile.
Yeah, I know the difference between your general like happy smile and an angry smile. I've seen that shit in real time. I'm like, okay, she's a little pissed off. Okay.
Yeah, man.
There's a difference.
But they're both the same thing. Not everyone knows. Yeah, no, like, my brain can't imagine it, but I wish for it nonetheless. A time where societally we don't have to have these man female behavioral distinctions. We're distinct biologically for very obvious reasons, but societally those distinctions have outgrown their use. Like
the social construct of like traditional like gender roles and shit and gender norms. Yeah. Now, what I will say is that for at least for some of the youngings out there, I think they're kind of realizing this now. But it really depends on like what kind of society that our generation fosters moving forward. Right? Because like, are they going to be able to have that environment by the time they get to our age? Like, what is it going to look like 20 years from now, when by the time like Luna or Alec are coming to their own, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
like shit, we'll be fucking in our fucking like late 50s, almost 60 years old by the time that shit happens. But you know what I mean? Like I pray and hope that like these kids like kind of get out of that bullshit, that we had to deal with growing up, where you know if a female doesn't want to smile, she ain't got to smile, and then like where a man who's like overly friendly, that's just can just be how he is, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like a meme where like if a dude's being overly friendly, you're already thinking, oh, he's a pedophile.
Fucking pedophile, or he has to be autistic, or there's something wrong with
him.
I'm like, God damn, dude.
Like there has to be
why?
something wrong with this dude if he's too overly friendly. Versus where that could just be
happy
him.
Person.
Why can't he just be a happy person?
God damn, man.
Like we're already trained to not trust an overly like nice man.
Dude, damn.
See me,
And
I get accused of having RBF. Like my default face is definitely screams RBF. You've seen it. You see my face. It's just like this is my face. Like if I show you a picture of my grandpa, you go like, yeah, that's genetics right there.
There it
is. That's just genetics. But you get to know me. Pretty nice guy. I would like to think so.
Yeah. Sorry. Try not to sneeze. Not for sneezes.
Don't hold it in. Let it go. Don't be a man. Let it out. It's okay, brother.
Oh, got him.
It's okay to seize. It's not gay.
But I am gay. Oh man.
Oh shit.
Gotta fix this humidifier. Oh, my lungs.
It'd be like that.
But yeah, no, like it just. My brain can't imagine it, but I hope for it, man. I really do, because I don't want to see that shit. I see a lot of hurt men in life, and the little motherfuckers I am seeing develop right now. I don't want to see them go through that.
Of course, yeah.
Just, but obviously, like life will have pains. It's just not this specific pain, you know.
My mom says I'm scary till I smile. No, that's true. Yeah, no, I think me and Macariel definitely do suffer from RBF.
And then you guys like that motherfucker from Frozen. Huge ass dude at the merchant in the storm, and then he just like looks like a mean old dude, and then the fucking his entire family in the sauna and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Like some people just have that face.
Yeah,
but they're the friendliest people.
Yeah, right. It's crazy how the universe is, right? That's like real life. Never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, and I've met a lot of women that practice being very nice, or dudes that are very, very, very good with the social interactions, but then when you get them alone,
monsters.
Yeah.
Fucking monsters, bro.
Yeah. So
it's just like, I know this isn't really talking about relationships, but this is what happens when you meet women. When you meet a man it's one of those things where I kind of look at like relationships like a man can interview well, but has like the shittiest resume. But women will accept the application because or hire the man for the job because he interviewed well. But then, he's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy you. Where admittedly, people like me, I might not interview well, but I can do the job. That's just kind of how I look at like motherfuckers don't get vetted enough. And not to say that this is only like a man versus female thing, because some dudes are in the same way. Like some dudes will just be like, fuck it, I'm tired of being alone. Whoever gives me a shot, that's who I'm going with. And they kind of like destroy themselves to hang on to that shit.
I've seen it both ways, man.
Yeah. So it
I've
definitely
seen
goes
it.
both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the one that gets televised a lot gets a lot of representation because of the physical power dynamic is male versus female in a way. Like
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Resting black guy face. so
damn,
so RBGF.
man. But
Yeah.
like I've seen it with a couple of dudes that I've met or friends of friends that have told me about how their spouses isolate them.
Mm-hmm.
Their wives isolate them, and it's only what they want to do. And the next thing they know, they have no friends. And I've told them before, I'm like, hey man, like you know that women have support groups and like there's an underground network to try to get women out of that kind of situation, exactly what you're experiencing. The only thing that you're not experiencing, and that's not all the times, is physical violence. But the emotional side, all the emotional cues and abuse are exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Isolation, fucking like belittling, like all that mental control.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yeah. Because domestic violence isn't always someone beating on each other, or some kind of like domestic abuse, really. You know, there's always
but
like that, but it's
it's
always like
easiest
that.
to recognize.
Yeah, those are the, yeah, because you can see the surface, right? You can't see a person's mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like people tend to forget about like the emotional and like mental abuse that can happen in relationships and shit. And you know, like you said, for the dude, is just like, it goes back to that whole patriarchy, toxic masculinity shit, right? Like, fuck that bitch, leave. You know what I mean? You're a man the fuck up, leave that bitch. It's not always that simple.
Mm-mm.
It's
No,
never.
because emotions, man, like
Yeah.
I can imagine like it's very common to ask a little girl like, "Oh, have you thought about your wedding? How's it gonna be? All these different things," and they idolize it and bridezillas and all that shit, right? Like it's a very well known studied trope.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we don't nurture that same feeling on dudes wanting to like fall in love and find the one and start like all these different things, right? Like it's all about like the profit that they will
Mm-hmm.
make into this family unit instead of just being the family unit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I can see how the psychological part of it they don't want to talk about as much because it's just part of being the provider and taking on the abuse of the provider.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just, we can do better. I believe we can fucking do better. Fuck. It's,
Yeah, no.
and part of me like thinks that this exploration, like especially of new generations of like uh gender fluid and all that kind of stuff.
Speak for yourself. Alex says he wants a Mewtwo wedding is crazy.
Ah, fuck yeah.
We'll shout outs to Alec for that one.
Shout outs for Alec, man. Hopefully he can sneak it in there, and if his wife or husband or whoever the fuck he chooses tries to tell them that Mewtwo does not belong in weddings, they can go fuck themselves.
Right.
Uh,
Or whatever they
he's
then
been,
pussy he gets into.
yeah. Like he's been dreaming about this, and now we're all witness that he's been thinking about this since he's 5. There will be one. I will fucking put the card inside his tuxedo if I must. Like I don't care. There will be something.
Right.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah. No, shout out to him though.
hell yeah.
Little boy's a visionary.
Let's
Shit.
go, man.
Little boy's already visionary. But I think we'll end things here. This is pretty good. Just I like this topic. This is pretty good. I like the things that were discussed here. But this is one of those, just like a reminder that things suck sometimes, but there's ways to get through it. Thank you guys for showing up and watching, per the usual, commenting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. If you aren't already subscribed, please share, please share. Share.
What's out there?
Post it out there. Share it to your family. Put it on your walls, whatever the case may be. Appreciate y'all, and have a good weekend. And we'll do this again next week.
Have a nice weekend, guys. Love you.
Love y'all.
Take care of each other. Take care of you. Boom.